Speaking of the garage, all this is going to get sheetrocked. All of it. I was going to do metal siding, but after I did the maths on it, it was going to be like $1,800 for metal siding for all the walls and the roof, and sheetrock's like $550. So obviously I'm going to be doing the labor myself, so it's going to look like shit when we're all done. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time of doing 1/4 inch sheetrock on the ceiling. We're going to go 1/2 inch or 5/8. I don't know. Welcome back to another episode of Cheapskate Garage. And on that note, I think the name's going to be changing soon. There is another Cheapskate Garage YouTube channel out there that I didn't even saw when I started making this one. So we're going to be changing the name for it. I don't know what, but let me show you what I got going on out here. We're in the process of taking this garage and making it something great. Now, all you are probably wondering, why'd you put plywood up all the way around? I got that for $10 a sheet off of Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. Andres was his name, and I said thank you very much. I'm not sure where he got it from. I'm kind of questioning that, but a little late now. Didn't think of that at the time. I said $120 for 12 sheets of plywood? Hell yeah, 1/2 inch too. But let me show you what I got going on with the ceiling. Yeah, looks pretty good from here. If it'll ever focus. So we're putting in a hard ceiling, and above the hard ceiling, we are throwing down some insulation. All because up here in Washington it gets cold in the winter months and nobody likes working on cars when it's cold. So if you got like a legit YouTube name, it's still going to be the same content, but something I could call the channel. Comment it down below. That way I can get rolling with the new name sooner than later. I really don't know what to call it. There's just so many ideas. My wife's like, Penny Picture Garage, Tightwad Garage. Still the same type of content, but you know, I do so much more than just work on cars that a lot of stuff I should be filming. I got a cool project coming up here. Hopefully I can get to it sooner than later. It involves perpetual motion, even though we all know that doesn't really work. But I got an idea to do something that really makes kind of sense. Don't want to give too many details now, but it'll be a cool project. Anyway, I'm just going to get after it, and I'll check in with you after I get a bunch of this wood flooring hung. I bought this for 99 cents a square foot. Was it? It worked out to be like 20 bucks a box. No, it wasn't even 20 bucks a box. I'll have to remember what I bought it for, but I ended up getting it on sale at the Lowe's home improvement store. So I went with that. I was going to go with metal siding in here, but it was just way too expensive. Couldn't find anything cheap. And you know what? I got to get things done. So plywood on the sides. They do make fire retardant paint that I'll probably put up in here. And then, yeah, the insulation's going to help huge because I got my big kick-ass heater that I got to get installed in here too. So it's just work. The never-ending story of somebody that works for a living. Which I'm sure you all could relate to, but yeah, this is going to be the most boringest, probably one of the most boring videos I've ever made. I don't have to watch it twice. Well, we're out here. It's another day in the shop. It's actually Black Friday. We just keep on chunking away at it, but let me show you what I got going on right up there about. It's actually pretty cool. I got some wires and stuff I got to finish securing. Back there I got the heater put in, so Obviously, I'm out here in a sweatshirt now because it's like 75 degrees in the damn shop. I'm about to strip down to shorts. But let me show you what I got going on up there. So if you get up on the ladder like this and you go right up here, you can go like this. And you can fold this up and over like that. And then I'm going to put a latch up there so it can be latched from inside. So that way next time Patty Mayo comes looking for me, I can just latch it. He'll never find me up there. So real quick, it was about 480 something bucks for all the sheeting material. That's actually flooring up there. I priced out sheetrock. It was about 370 bucks after tax to do the ceiling. So really, but then you got to figure in that, then I got to tape it, mud it. Sheetrock sucks to work with. It's a pain in the ass to hang a sheet, an 8-foot sheet by yourself. I know you can make a T-post out of a 2x4 to lift up one side and then put in the other side, but then trying to put it in place, it's kind of rough labor to do by yourself. These pieces are pretty easy to handle. I could do it by myself, and I could just chip at it little by little when I get time. So, but I figured, okay, if I'm gonna go out and find or buy or rent a sheetrock lift, that's gonna cost me another 225 bucks, I think, from Harbor Freight. Then I gotta tape and mud it, and then plus, to make it look decent, paint it. So now I'm really into it a lot more than what I wanted to be. This was already a finished product, and I mean, look at it up there. It looks, in my opinion, it looks pretty damn good for a garage. How many people's garage has got a ceiling like that? Probably not many. So, trying to do this whole garage for under $1,000 Yes, the heater came from my old shop. I already had that, but I'm trying to just get it like garage atmosphere for cheap. As I said before, all the plywood I got here for Andreas for $10 a sheet. So that was 12 I got from him. That was 120 bucks. Then I ended up paying $22 a piece for 2 more sheets down at the lumber yard. So that was another 50 bucks. So that's 170 right there. And then plus another 480, so I'm into it, what, 650? I don't know off the top of my head. But, and then some 1-pound boxes of screws were like $7 a piece. So, we still got like another 300 bucks to play with. Oh, and, yeah, I got another car. So, maybe if you're lucky, I'll throw that car down here in the episode too and give you a little walk around on why I got it. But, for now, we're going to keep on plugging away at this. You know, speaking of Patty Mayo, do you guys think that's all scripted, or do you think that's legit? I don't know. Some of it just seems so far-fetched out. The way they're, like, making the situation a bigger deal than what it is, I don't know. But you can comment what you think down below. If you haven't seen a Patty Mayo episode, I recommend maybe watch 2. And make your decision from there. Anyway, gotta get back to work.
And we're back.
And bam, just like that, we're almost down to the last row, putting up this crazy ass ceiling. It's been like 2 weeks since I've really worked on it, because I've been out on vacation in Florida at the Cletus McFarland Freedom Factory, experiencing the Cletus McFarland experience, and it was a fun time. Actually, it was a blast, and I recommend you do it too. If you ever get the chance to. You get A, wife gets a vacation to the Floridas. B, you get to drive a race car around track. I mean, life don't get much better than that. So I'm gonna try to finish this up here in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. just stood back and looked at it and realized I got issues. And I think these issues stem from me being married to my employer and being up at 2:30 this morning to go to work at 4 to get there an hour late because of a damn semi wreck. And let me show you what I got going on that I just realized that I'm not going to go back and fix because I just don't give two shits about it. For some reason, this last pack of planking is creating gaps. It's not lining up. When I go around over here, where is it? Like this right here, I didn't quite get the groove in there together. So it kind of looks like crap. It's all off and uneven. I come down here, like, see that one? It joins up all nice and perfect. Same thing with that one. So maybe I'm just in a hurry to get this done, or I'm not focused on it good enough, or maybe I'm just spending all my time and energy somewhere else. But it was like 98% perfect until I got right up over there. So what are you going to do? Hell with it. It's a garage. It ain't a multi-million-dollar house. So yeah, that board right there, not being in quite right. I should have looked at it harder when I put it in there. It pushes it off. And then we got another good one right there that pushes it off even more. What do they call that? One little foul up exponentiates the next little foul up, and pretty soon it's a big foul up. So, oh well. Nobody will notice. My trap door works pretty cool though. We're hiding the Christmas presents up there. On a second note, you know why they stagger the plywood? Like on my walls, they typically, on like a house, they'll stagger the plywood. Well, A, it's not just for strength, but because those guys, they can't line it up like I can. I mean, check this out. Look at that seam right there. It's like just about perfect. Come over here. Look at that seam right in there. Just about perfect. These seams, just about perfect. Oh, they're going vertical. And yes, it takes a little bit of time of measuring twice and cutting once to get them to fit in as nicely as they do. The wall over here, let me show you. That wall up there, that's just all scrap plywood that I'm making the use out of it. That wall up there, that's just all scrap plywood that I'm making the use out of it. So it's Friday night now. It's been 4 weeks on this project. I'm on the last row. And let me show you what I got going on. I'm gonna learn a new skill set tonight. So the part where I thought was gonna be the easiest was doing this run. It's actually probably be the hardest because that spring right there is under tension. I've never really taken one apart. I take that back. Earlier this week I had to rewind one kinda and put the cables back on the door. So I know when this door is in the down position, it's gotta have tension on the spring. How much, I don't know. It's a manual door, so I guess if I wind it tighter, it'll be lighter, because there's more tension on the spring. So basically is what I gotta do is I gotta unwind the spring up there carefully. There's a lot of force in those things, or can be. And then I got to lower down the brackets, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. And hopefully I'll gain enough clearance to put the rest of the ceiling in and won't mess up the geometry of how the garage door operates. So I'll bring the camera up here, and you can see here's the bottom of this board. And all my boards are meeting right about here. That's in the way. It's in the way about 3/4 of an inch when I put the tape measure on there. Not much, but just enough. And if you look down here, I got about an inch of gap here. So I got these 2 bolts plus the one on the back side holding this part in right here. And it's the same thing all the way down there at the other end. But I'm afraid, because since I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'm afraid that if I just took the bolts out on each end, this spring would just go ring and get all fuckered up. Pardon my language. All foobarred up. So I think is where I'm going to start is I'm going to start with, there's a bolt here. Well, let me show you. So you got a little rod that goes in here, and that's how you wind the spring. I'm going to have to remember which way it goes, but I got to put one in there and hold it. I got to have two on me. Two on me and a crescent wrench to get after this square nut, or square-headed bolt here. I got to have the wrench in here or here, loosen this up and see which way the tension is on the spring, because right now I really can't turn it when I grip it. So take the tension off the spring, and then I should be able to pull the whole thing, or drop the whole thing down to where I need to. And I think I'm gonna have to undo those two bolts, that one and that one, to take it down. I gotta take this whole entire bar system off, let it rest on the upper edges of the track right there, and the same on the other side that you can't see. Move that bracket down to wherever its appropriate level is, test fit it, and then bolt everything back in. I don't know, it's gonna be a chore. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. I'll report in, and if anything bad happens, or I'll report it back, or if anything good happens. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I look at this as taking me probably about an hour to figure out. If it was Saturday morning, I'd probably have it figured out real fast because I'm not tired and thinking straight. But it's not that case. This type of thing, you got to use a little bit of safety, because this is the type of job that blow your eyeball out or something with when something slips. Well, I got the door lowered, or the pulley system lowered. The only part that kind of hits, let me get focused in there, is that right there. But hell, that'll self-tolerance, right? Tap it with a hammer. You know, I'm just out here winging it, so who cares? It's my garage, my rules, my ways. But now you can see I got clearance to get my planks in there. The floor is on the ceiling, baby. Alright, well, we got the bar all lowered up there. We're getting in some more ceiling. It's kind of being a pain in the ass. And since I can't use the mallet on that corner to bang it into that groove, although it's getting pretty tight, I got my pry bar out and I'm prying it against here. And what I'm actually doing is I'm sanding down this edge right here to make it slip in really easily. It's actually pretty nice because I can just tap it with my hand and it pops into the groove. So I'm going to crank up the volume to 10. Next time you see me, this shit will be done. I'm tired of looking at it. I got things to do. So as you can see, there's really not much space left to insulate up there. And you can definitely feel the coldness. Just the boards themselves up there are gonna make a barrier, but we need a little bit more. So we're gonna add in all this extra styrofoam that comes out of this packaging for that stuff, all that over there, and whatever probably might be in that box. We got one more cabinet to build too, so that's what we're gonna do. Styrofoam or foam for inside the garage door panels. Why can't I just put a little bit up there? What's it gonna hurt? I know, my daughter made the point, Dad, if you ever sell the house, then you're gonna be screwed. And I said, well, screw it, we'll wait till then. Would you just look at it? It's finally finished. Yeah, I took out the styrofoam. I took the advice of a home inspector. I went down and bought myself a roll of this. He said that any inspector that comes up here, if we ever go to sell it, would knock me on that. So I figured all the way in the corner, that'd be a pain in the ass to replace, to crawl all the way up in there. So just do it right the first time. Sometimes you just can't always be cheap about things. But anyway, hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I know I did. Me, my son, and my daughter were all sick for it, so we pretty much canceled our Christmas plans, but no big deal. We're just going to celebrate them in a couple weeks from now when all the family get back together. Anyway, now I get this place organized. I got some new shelving up there, Harbor Freight cabinets, new toolbox. We're going to get this place organized and put back together so I can start working on the S10. I got some car parts for the S10 for Christmas, which is awesome. And then I got to get to work on the new car. So you just have to subscribe to find out what it is. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing my videos. It really means a lot to me. These car projects and remodeling garages, it ain't cheap.